My people, see Ile Ife youth in action. Ile Ife versus Akure youth in action. Hey! This one sweet me. Don't be smart. They said after the whole ceremony that took place in Akure and all that happened, we know that Oni actually went to Akure with the choristers from the palace. Yes, so we know that when Kunami was in the palace, she actually introduced. They have their choristers. She was the one that introduced it. They have their a kind of a kind of church. They built church, yes, in the palace. There's a place where one corner where they said they actually built the fellowship center. Okay, yes, they call it fellowship center. That only built fellowship center for Queen Naomi inside the palace, aside from the one outside the palace. In fact, they said when Queen Naomi was in the palace, mostly they use Ojaja more, for their fellowship and all that. And why some persons actually said that it's not the Ojaja more that only actually built, she built a place in Ile Ife there where Queen Naomi also meets with her people. They congregate there, the fellowship there and everything. But this very one I'm talking about is within the palace. They have the palace choristers, they have the palace pastor, they have the coordinator, they have everything just like a normal regular, a church center. So they said because of all this that they have, if in fact during the opening, during that the service and night where they did their praise night and all that, they said those choir will see that are from Ile Ife are actually the palace choir. Yes, so that it was the palace choir that are there in the Ile Ife. So they were the one that actually performed that day. And of course, most of them are youth of Ile Ife. And with all other youths that actually came along with them. So they were actually more in number. So they said briefly after the program, they actually converged the Ile Ife youth and that of Akure youth, because Akure choir too were also there and they performed that very night of praise. So they said after everything, they came together, they had a meeting, serious meeting. Oh, like they said, these meetings, they were in the meeting for hours, deliberating, talking, different questions, how to do this, how to do that. What was the aim of this their meeting? They said the aim basically was because of Queen Naomi. Hey, now wow, youth love Queen Naomi like this. You too love Queen Naomi, no be small. They said they had meeting and they started deliberating on how they will come in, what they should do, because the way they saw Queen Naomi that day, that they were so carried away, like outside the event, after the close of the event that day, even before then, they said when the Ile Ife youth got to Akure, they actually, some of them quickly rushed to Queen Naomi's place to go and pay homage to her. Yes, so she see their queen, that they went to her, they greeted her, they did all that they did. They were just telling her that, look, you are our queen, you are still the queen that we know. The reason why they didn't see all that public display of all of what the youth did behind the camera was because they don't know anything and they are just youth. They don't know whether going to kneel before Queen Naomi will make other Oloris to feel somehow. That was why they said no, nobody should do that. In as much as we all of us did not gather to go and kneel before other Oloris, let us not do it to Queen Naomi, so that it will not look as if it will show too much. Yes, so that they don't want the thing to show like that. That was why they just decide to let it be. Why they just went behind to go and see Queen Naomi at their own private time. But the basic thing is that they said the meeting that they had was that, and they were actually thinking, okay, what should we do? How should we come in? Because what they saw happen between Oni and Queen Naomi was like that they could not just hold their joy. That even when they were singing that day, they were singing with more joy because of the presence of Queen Naomi. Because how do you explain it? That it was Queen Naomi that introduced this choir. It was Queen Naomi that was the anchor, like she's the brain behind everything. And at a point, they didn't. Queen Naomi was no longer there. Everything started falling apart. They don't know what to do. They will start calling her. They were just like in between, because obviously Queen Naomi is no longer in the palace. Even if they call her, they can only have that discussion on phone. But coming to Ile Ife is somehow. So the thing just, was just somehow. But thank God that they were able to still bring themselves together to still do what they were able to do. But meanwhile, they said right now they cannot wait to see Queen Naomi coming back, because they have a whole lot to do with Queen Naomi. And they said the reason why they meet with Akure youth was to beg Akure youth to also come into the matter, that they want them to team up so that they could speak to Queen Naomi and see how they will also mobilize themselves and go to Deji of Akure to also help them speak to Queen Naomi and reconcile Queen Naomi back to Ooni of Ife. That they just want the reconciliation. They want them back seriously, so that this youth movement can stand well, because she was the one that actually introduced this youth choir, the ministry, everything that they are enjoying today. That in fact, that when Queen Naomi was in the palace, that you need to see the way Queen Naomi always rally around them, doing things for them. That all those things, they cannot take these things for granted. That they were so happy, and in fact, they appreciate her every time. They always, pray for their relationship, praying that Oni and Queen Naomi should come back so that they can, gather themselves back again. Because when she was in the palace, she encouraged them to pray. She always come, as in throw words of advice, give them preaching, all those kind of things. That ever since she left, nobody has, been able to fill that gap. Nobody has fit in that shoe. There is only Queen Naomi that has that size of that shoe, that nobody has been able. None of the Oloris were able. In fact, and so that is why they say right now they are rallying around seriously, praying, gathering themselves, meeting. They just took advantage of the fact that they were all in Akure. So they said, in fact, all through that night, after the praise night and everything, they didn't sleep. They were just having that meeting. It was a tough, serious, meeting, because of course they said they will not leave this meeting until they are able to resolve on how they will go about this reconciliation and the step to take, who to meet, how to go about everything. In fact, when I heard this news now, my people, I was like, you don't mean it? The youths also want to come in? In fact, everything has settled. Yes, if the youth want to be involved this time around, everybody should go and sleep. Very soon we'll see Queen Naomi in the palace. Yes, so we will see her, because that is where she belongs. That is her seat. That is her position, and she should not allow anybody to come and take her position. She should stand her ground very well. Thank God the youth have stepped in. I know before now the youth have been, finding way on their own little way, individually, trying to reach out to Queen Naomi and all that. But this time that the both youth met now and they have come together, more this one, it go work, and I'm seeing it working. Yes. You're all welcome back again to my channel. Nice meeting you here once again. It is my pleasure to have you here. If you are here and you are yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly help me hit the subscribe button and also turn on notification bell. Give this video a thumbs up. Yeah. But one thing I always tell people is that all these are all alleged stories. They are not first-hand information, because, yes, I get my gist on the street of social media. That is why I tell you they are all alleged. As long as I am not there in person, they are alleged, whether true or not. So, my people, it's not a small thing. In fact, this news is making me to be so super happy. Yes, because seeing youth of Akure and youth of Ondo State coming together to see how Queen Naomi will return back to the palace. Omo is the best news ever that I will hear now. Yes, it's the best news ever, because if it actually happened that way, then we say, glory be to God, because finally, Queen Naomi will come back to take her crown. She will come back to mount her position, because that is who she is. She is queen for life. Yes, so my people, is not a small thing. What do you guys think with this, information that just got to us now? Do you actually think that these things are true? And if it's true, what do you think will happen at the end? Do you see Queen Naomi returning to the palace, or do you see that intervention of this Ile Ife and Akure youth will actually yield good result? I believe it will yield, but I want to hear from you in the comment section. Thank you so much to all my returning subscribers and all my new subscribers. I say God bless you. I love you guys so much. Have a beautiful day. Till I come your way again. Bye for now.